Third eye open all day, every day.
I should do that.
I'm thinking that in my head right now.
Dude, I got that song stuck in my head right now. I have no idea.
Third eye.
Third eye open all day.
All right, Bears fans, happy Victory Monday. Feels really good to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially after the Detroit game. So, so it's good to be back with a win to talk about something positive. As I don't want to freak anybody else out, but obviously my partner in crime has changed this week. Phil didn't just get a insane tan and work change his haircut today. But no, unfortunately, Phil came down with a little bit of an injury, so he's going to be out for this week. But yeah, he's day to day. We'll wish him a speedy recovery and can't wait to have him back. But for now, for all the listeners, this is one of my best friends and another huge Bears fan, Chino. So happy to have him in. And he'll obviously have a lot to discuss with the Bears game, but no, ready to dive into it. Again, happy that we have something positive to discuss this time around. So the first thing I want to talk about, and I think this will be really good to talk about, obviously whenever the Bears get a win, especially after how bad last week was, you're going to have a lot of people talking and saying things, and unfortunately, this week, what we've been seeing so far today, a lot of outside talk is being centered on, obviously the Bears playing better, but, you have a lot of people saying, oh, you know what, they did well, but yeah, it's against Dallas, right. So Dallas's defense isn't very good. So they're trying to kind of downplay the success, or, hey, Lamb got hurt early, it could have been different if Lamb wasn't there. So although all those things are true, I think that as a Bears fan, I think today should just be a day where we can let's relax, let's enjoy the win.
Absolutely.
Especially after all the negativity that we've been going through the last couple days, it just feels good to have a day where we can just be happy.
Right.
Man, I don't know if you saw the post game, when they were in the locker room, just seeing Caleb, just seeing the energy of the team, Ben Johnson, everyone's like rubbing his head and he's like pumped
great.
up. It just felt so good. So, for me, I'm sure you agree with me, it's just, let's just enjoy this day. Let's just be happy to be Bears fans for once and not try to downplay any of the success.
Right.
Some of the positives that I definitely saw, it looks like, again, Caleb just looked phenomenal. I think a lot of that was he was able to play in rhythm most, if not all, the game. The protection was great.
Right.
Like I said, he didn't seem to have any kind of happy feet. He made decisions quickly, let the ball rip, looked very accurate for the majority of the game. I thought they also made a far bigger emphasis to run the football, which, Phil and I discussed last week a lot. And Phil always brings it up. Even if you're not having insane success, just keep running the ball. You got to at least have that, have the defense keep honest. It opens up the play action pass and it does other things, keeps the other offense off the field and defense off the field. So I thought the run game looked better. If you look overall in the whole, we rushed 29 times for 87 yards. So only 3 yards a carry. It doesn't seem like it was super successful. But I think the two keys are the 29 rushes, which means that they did keep the emphasis on running the ball. 28 passes, 29 runs. It's almost 50-50, which is amazing. And I think where the run game really stood out was in that first drive of the Bears in the third quarter. So Dallas got the ball first.
Right.
They weren't able to, if I remember correctly, they weren't able to score, but they had one drive. They punted it to us. And, it looked like 19 plays, 76-yard drive. We held the ball for 10 minutes. And to me, that was the key of the game because we kept them off the field. We ran the ball. I think there was even a time where we ran the ball 9 times in a row, which is just – it just felt so good to be able to do that after all the trouble we had running the ball. So if you look at it, DeAndre Swift, again, 13 carries for 33 yards. My biggest issue with DeAndre continues to be the fact that he and again, you said it earlier to me before we started, the vision.
Yeah, it's got poor vision.
Poor vision. So when he bounces it outside, his longest run was 11 yards.
Right.
I'm almost certain that was an outside run where he's able to use his speed. But when it comes to running the ball in the middle, I don't know if it's the vision. I don't know if it's the blocking. It doesn't seem to work out too well.
Nope.
But we did use the rookie again, which I was happy to see. Manungai had 6 carries for 16 yards. Again, not a great yards per carry, but we used them. And that's the key. We also used DJ Moore a couple times. Again, I don't know. It seems like he does a good job running between the tackles, so we used him for a couple of those. Caleb didn't have to run as much, which is actually probably a good thing. He rushed for 12 yards, but didn't have to do much there. And then it looks, we used Zacchaeus and Burden on a couple of end arounds. Those were decently successful. But again, run game was used. To me, that's very important. And I thought that was good. And then another thing, I thought our defense obviously was a lot better. Run game, bend but not break. You said that, which was good.
Right.
They did run the ball 20 times for 121 yards. So they were able to run it against us, but we didn't give up that ginormous play. And actually, Javonte Williams' longest run, which was in that first quarter for 22 yards, if you remember, it led to Ramondre Stevenson being able to –
Tyreek.
Huh?
Tyreek Stevenson.
Oh yeah, Tyreek Stevenson. I'm thinking of Ramondre because you started him. You started him against me in fantasy, and he fumbled twice, so he's still in my head.
Right.
But no, it was Javonte Williams. Yes,
Yeah.
And obviously a huge play by Tyreek Stevenson, pulling that ball out, changed the momentum a lot. And we got that score first, so that was huge. But again, we were able to stop the run. We were able to get some pressure, which was key. Huge. I think we had at least 2 sacks. I know Sweat had a sack. And then Demarcus Robinson, which I thought he was off the team 2 years ago because he hasn't done anything since then. But he got a sack, so that was huge. So again, I thought Caleb looked great, made quick decisions. Run game looked a lot better, and we stuck with it. Defense, again, the run defense wasn't great, but again, didn't give the huge play, got the fumble,
right.
And then we were able to get some pass rush, which I think was huge too. Mm-hmm. So going with those topics in mind, I'll bounce it out to you. Like, what did you see? What did you notice? And what do you think were keys to us getting this win?
What I really liked was just it really just started with the quarterback. I love how Caleb has been showing composure throughout, at least from game 2. I know he struggled in week 2 with the Lions, but he really turned it around. I mean, if you listen throughout all of social media, a lot of the Caleb haters really quiet this week. A lot of throw Tyson Bagent out there. Where are they? Yeah,
we touched on that last week.
Crickets.
Yeah.
Like, no one's talking about it. Everyone's like, this is the reason why we got a first overall pick, generational talent. This is what it's supposed to look like. Mm-hmm. Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, this was it. I think this was, a great start to their relationship, to what the Bears are trying to build for the future. I think it was phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, what did you think? Same thing with the running game.
Wow. I mean, like I said, DeAndre Swift. I mean, he, it's a bit of a struggle. I was hoping. A little bit better on the average of carries.
Yeah.
But I do like how Ben Johnson is such he's got to stick to the run game, and they were able to convert first downs.
Yeah.
It's not like they were getting stuffed and like nothing was happening. Because in the past, if you remember, like past Bears seasons, we just give up on the run, and then you got your quarterback throwing for 45, 50 attempts, whatever it may be. And so you just abandon the run. Like, you can't abandon the run.
Cannot abandon the run.
And against this Dallas defense, not exactly the best defense. I mean, I think they're ranked 30th overall. Right. So we were able to gain some of those yards and convert those first downs on the run game, which was huge for the passing game. I mean, look at the flea flicker. That was the most explosive play I think I've seen. And
probably the worst flicker I've seen, but at least it worked.
Right. DeAndre was like throwing it up like 10 feet in the air.
DeAndre threw it up like it was a coin toss. The ball had just flipped up.
Oh, my God. That was an eternity. But Hey man, that offensive line, man, it held up. You know, Braxton Jones, how many pressures did he give up?
Zero pressures, I think. Yesterday.
Zero sacks too.
Yeah.
That was great game for him. I mean, I'm sure it's going to help out with his confidence with a lot of the haters, you know, including me.
Yeah.
Including me. I'm one of those guys.
I think every Bears fan should be a hater of Braxton Jones to a certain extent.
Right.
But you know, my thing with Braxton Jones has always just been
give him credit where credit is due.
Yeah. Well, no, that and honestly, he's our best option at left tackle. He's not a great option, but he's the best one. So you got to roll with what you have.
Right. I mean, Ryan Poles has had 4 years to solidify the left tackle position, and we're still with the same guy. I mean, it's a work in progress, but
and
it's a very important.
Phil
position.
and I have touched on this though. I think the nice thing with that situation is that he's not going to. He's going to be a free agent this coming year,
right?
And unless he takes not great money and just wants to be here and be like and we upgrade and he just wants to be like a backup or be like a guy who can come in and spell a guy, I don't see us re-signing him.
No.
So that's going to be probably a huge offseason need. The problem is left tackles don't come available too often, and when they do, usually teams pick them up, like a Trey Smith, for instance.
Right.
So it's just going to be a matter of we'll see what happens. But for this week, let's just relax and enjoy the win. We're happy. Like I said, the line looked good, defense looked good, everyone's happy. The city seems to be take a collective deep breath,
right?
And just kind of at least be happy that we took that win. But to me the biggest key was that drive though, that third quarter drive. I mean, and it's crazy because when you watch the game live, I mean, we kind of noticed it, but I mean, I didn't even realize it was that long, and that many plays until after I saw a 19-play drive. Right. So compared to those first two games and how quickly we were getting in and out of drives. And the defense was getting tired, and that's where I think a lot of the points that were scored against us, especially in the second half, was based on our offense not being able to stay on the field long enough. But having those kind of things was huge, and then those turnovers were huge.
Oh man!
Like I said, the Stevenson one, and again, sometimes turnovers happen almost accidentally, but a couple of those, I feel like the Bears actually went out and got it.
Right.
Like Stevenson, that showing that effort was huge.
Right.
Seeing him do that. Again. The first interception by Edmonds, probably a little lucky, bounces off of Pickens' hands and then gets picked off. But at the end of the day,
but he dove, he made the play.
He still made the play, and then he had another pick in the end zone at the end. So it was just great to see the defense do well and kind of pick up where they not pick up where they left off, but actually just show some fight and some courage. And even though they didn't play amazingly great, it was still good to see that.
Right. Like, I think there was a quote from Brian Urlacher years back. They don't call them turnovers. They call them takeaways because the defense would go out and actually make a play.
Yeah.
You're getting paid all this money. You want to be a Pro Bowler, you got to go out and make a play.
Yeah.
And they certainly did that yesterday, and it was awesome to see.
That's a great point. The Stevenson one specifically was a takeaway. He literally ripped the ball out of his hand.
It wasn't like a peanut punch. He was trying to go out get up behind him. He literally just give me that rock, and he just took it.
No, and then looking back, how big that play was because Dallas was. I mean, they were running the ball down our throat that first drive. It did not look good, but you get that turnover, swings the momentum. Then we get the big touchdown right away.
Right,
get the big pass down to Colston Loveland, which brings me now to my second point. One thing that Phil and I touched on in the first episode or last week's episode was a lot we touched on was using those rookies.
Right.
And the fact that, when we brought up the hot seat question with Ryan Poles was, are these guys busts? Or are we just not using them? You draft 3-4 guys in the first, second round. And to Phil's point from last week, these guys that are drafted first, second round, they should be guys that are helping your team right away. So it was huge to see Colston Loveland. I think it was the first or second play of the drive, catch that deep pass. He did end up, I believe, with just one reception, but actually the reason why was actually that he left with an injury. Obviously, when you're watching the broadcast and they didn't mention it, you don't really know. But he had one catch for 31 yards. But the main reason why he didn't catch any more passes was he did leave with an injury. Thankfully, it looks like from what I read, it doesn't seem like it's anything super serious. It was more precautionary. Right. But that's the reason why his numbers didn't look good.
Right.
But obviously, Luther Burden, we talked about him last week. I think he only had one reception for negative yardage coming into the game, but 3 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown, one big play. And I think another thing we need to bring up, too, is the reason why he didn't catch more passes, maybe even Caleb's numbers didn't look as good as they probably could have looked, is because we ended up kind of running the ball at the end.
Yeah.
And kind of, had the win kind of sealed, so we didn't really need to keep throwing it.
Right.
Or who knows how many more, yards or catches or any of these guys could have had. But Burden making the big play down the field, he even had a run on an end around. It's just good to see him involved,
right,
and see how they can be used. Another thing that Phil brought up last week was one of Ben Johnson's biggest things was scheming guys open, and we hadn't seen that yet. But you see, Burden had the deep touchdown. Loveland down the field. We had some big plays, and we're finally starting to see some of this Ben Johnson offense start to come to fruition, and Caleb looking more confident. So, yeah, hopefully we could take this win against, again, albeit a bad Dallas defense, still, let's take it again for what it is, and let's try to move this again against the Raiders' pass defense, which also isn't great. I mean, Marcus Mariota just put up 40 points against them. So I feel like we should be able to do that too.
Right.
And so let's hopefully take that into that. But again, Burden, Loveland, I think even Manungai, we did use him at least, even though he wasn't super successful, 6 rushes for 16 yards. But just having him out there and using him, he also had a reception for 4 yards out of the backfield.
Right.
I think one thing I want to touch on, just kind of bringing it in, I thought, and Phil and I thought last week that Roschon Johnson was was still hurt and that we didn't know. But crazy enough, I found out last week he was a healthy scratch. He's not even hurt. He's not playing. So this week also, he's not playing. So my thing is, you didn't upgrade the running back position, and I guess you were going to roll with him, Johnson, and the rookie. But if he's a healthy scratch, and literally your only running backs is DeAndre and the rookie, man, it makes me really wonder if we should have upgraded that running back position or looked at bringing in someone like a Dobbins when we had a chance to, and we decided not to. But like I said, hopefully we keep at least running the ball and hopefully start seeing some more success than 3 yards a carry.
Yeah, because the only person you have to really blame there is Ryan Poles.
Right.
I mean, Ben Johnson can only do so much. It's almost like Ryan Poles being the chef, right? He gets all the ingredients and then just hands it over to Ben. He's like, all right, well, see what you can cook up with all the ingredients I'm giving you. But he's not giving them. I mean, he doesn't have a David Montgomery in the backfield, which would have been great.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Phil will tell you this too. When we let Montgomery go, I always remember telling Phil, I thought he was always underrated when he was on the Bears.
Absolutely.
Because he started his career here when we didn't necessarily have a great line, and Fields was still getting, started. He was getting hit in the mouth a lot, and we didn't have a lot of weapons. And I still thought he did pretty good when he was with us. So if I remember correctly, when I told him we're trying to build this team around Fields, we should have kept this guy. He's kind of a bell cow kind of running back. Oh. And he didn't sign for that much money, and we see what he's been doing with Detroit.
Right. And
he's exactly what we need right now. We have Swift. Montgomery would have been the perfect, compliment to him.
1-2 punch.
And I'm sure Ben Johnson is kind of here going, man, I wish I had that guy.
Right.
Which I thought Roschon was going to be. So I'm surprised that he's a healthy scratch. I guess he's been that, bad in training camp or something. Yeah. I don't know. But I'm going to have to maybe do a little more research on why he's not playing.
He pissed somebody off because I don't know why he's not on the field.
Yeah.
We invested a third-round pick in 2022? 2023.
23, yeah.
23. And, this is his second year now? And
third year.
His third year. Wow. He's not even – he's barely seen the field. And when he has seen the field, he's been injured.
Yeah.
So it's
a little troubling for sure.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And so again, happy that we, like I said, Phil and I were really upset that they weren't using the rookies. We started using them. Things have been going better. But yeah, the Roschon thing is just a little puzzling. And look, we just pulled it up now. He's playing special teams. He's playing special teams because look, he had 1 tackle against the Lions and he had 2 tackles against the Cowboys. Wow. So Roshan Johnson is literally demoted to special teams, and it's going to be very interesting to see what, if anything, they're going to do with the run game because. Again, very, very happy that they ran it 29 times, but you're still running for 3 yards a carry. And when you start playing these better defenses, that's going to be something that's worrisome because part of Ben Johnson's offense is predicated on running the ball and then creating that play-action pass. Yeah. And when you're playing better defenses, we better hope we're going to do that. So,
Ron, do you have like a list of any free agents of running backs out there? I can't think of.
I don't think there's any free agents just kind of sitting there waiting to be signed that I can think of.
Right. The last ones I was thinking about maybe Cam Akers, but he's been picked up already.
Yeah, he got picked up by the Vikings with the injury.
You see what I mean? Like I would have taken.
So these are some of the guys that were available at the end of last year, but they've already been signed. Najee Harris is out for the year. Yeah. Javonte Williams, but these are all guys the Bears could have signed: Rico Dowdle, Elijah Mitchell. Ty Johnson, J.K. Dobbins, Nick Chubb. I mean, that's a lot of and that's not is Travis Homer still hurt, I believe, too. But I mean, yeah, he's on the team too, but he's hurt. So yeah, I mean, there wasn't a lot of like superstar guys, but look at even one guy, Jeremy McNichols, that Washington ended up re-signing. He broke a long touchdown run.
Kenneth Gainwell had a touchdown yesterday. It's like.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, again, right now I'm trying to pull back into what I said in the beginning. Let's relax and enjoy the win. But it is definitely a
concern.
It's a concern. It's definitely a concern,
especially when Ben Johnson predicates so much on running the football. It's like
you don't want Zach Moss.
Oh, I mean, yeah, Zach Moss was still available. That's somebody to look at.
Available right now.
Well, somebody.
See, the problem with Zach Moss though is he? Well, actually, I'm looking at one guy right now. So Zach Moss is actually a pass receiving back. So I don't know if I would, but I'm looking at Gus the Bus or Jamal Williams. These are guys that are still out there that are good between the tackle runners.
Right.
So I would not be surprised if in the next couple weeks maybe they sign one of these guys to the practice squad and just see if they catch on.
I hope so.
I don't think it's a bad idea personally. No. So we talked again. Good to have the win. Good to see the rookies play. Good to see Caleb play better. All these things are important. But now let's jump to next week. Yeah. So Vegas, huh? So
yeah.
What's the plan? When do you guys head out?
So get to Vegas Saturday afternoon. Maybe I think it's like a 45-minute flight or something.
Nice. Where are you guys staying at?
We're staying at Caesars.
Caesars.
Yeah. Never been. I don't know if you knew this, but the tickets are pretty expensive for the Bears game.
So what was it, like $5 bills?
$5. Like pretty much starting. I think we're in the 300 level. I want to say conservatively, maybe 200, but I doubt it.
Yeah. No, he invited me. Like I said, I mean, part of me now is so jealous that you guys are going, but the way I thought about it is like the flight, the game, and then when you're there. My gambling losses, I mean, that starts to add up. That's a very expensive trip, you know.
Yeah,
but,
I'm just gonna.
But I am still jealous that you guys are going. Yeah. There's definitely some pictures and stuff. But do you guys got any good dinners and stuff like?
Well, we have. I think they just set this dinner up. I have to confirm with them. But we did confirm. We're actually doing tailgating.
Oh, dude, that's so.
So
sick.
I didn't know that.
Huh? CHGO's gonna be there.
Oh yeah, CH Go. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll probably stop by.
If they're over there, tell them they got nothing on us. They got nothing on Angry Bear.
If you look at their predictions, dude, fuck them. They had the Bears overwhelmingly losing.
Yeah, and you Bears fans, just remember who had the Bears winning last week.
Yeah, so literally they had their posted up predictions and I think 8 out of 10 had all the Bears losing. Only 1 or 2 guys had the Bears winning and barely winning.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I just like I said, I just had a feeling that the Cowboys were going to be the get right game. I mean, I didn't think we were going to win 31-14, but.
What was your prediction?
30-27. I mean, I got our points almost. Exactly.
Yeah, that's scary close, like
Yeah.
with at least the point prediction. And it should have been closer, but
The fumble, the picks.
yeah, it's just the turnovers that the Bears actually were able to produce there
Yeah.
was.
So wait, is it a tailgate like you guys are just gonna go there and tailgate, or did you guys join like one of those Bears tailgates or something
We
like
joined a Bears tailgate.
You did?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the way to
that's
do
so
it.
awesome.
The
It
last
is.
thing you want to do is like two guys.
Yeah.
Hey, we got money. You guys.
that? You want to pitch? Can we pitch in?
Yeah, seriously.
Did you,
Two,
dude,
like we're not like girls, like like.
remember the Jets game
That
we went
was
to? That was
awesome.
sick. Bro, that was 11 years ago. 11 years at MetLife. Remember that?
Wow.
Did you remember how drunk we got?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a tailgate, and it was all Bears fans. And all I remember is that it was, dude, we were a big group too. That
Yeah.
went, and we were playing Flippy Cup and beer pong, and
If you remember, Scooby actually gained field access.
oh yeah, that's right,
Because
yeah.
he sold so many tickets that the guy is like, hey, thank you for giving me so much business. Do you want field passes, you and your wife? And they ended up like getting a tour of the field.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is so
That
sick.
is so sick, yeah. And we won that game,
We did, and then we were still drunk,
and then
we ended up.
we ran across the highway.
That was not smart.
I mean, I'm still tripping about how like the London game where we were lost, and like the staff worker tried and showed us, like tried to like show us to like our seats, but ended us.
Take us to the box,
The
and then they thought we were trying to get into the box. They were trying to kick us out. Remember?
Right,
We're
they're
like,
how'd
no,
you
no,
get
no.
here?
No, they didn't even kick us out. You were like,
No, but they
we need to see our seat. We need to go to our seats right now. And I'm like, dude, we're here. We made it.
No, but I thought somebody was like, wait, what are you guys doing here?
Yeah,
And
there
someone
was a
said
guy.
that.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, that guy
Yeah,
was
he's
like, what are you guys doing here? And I'm like, I don't know. Someone gave us this.
Yeah, we got
advice.
approached immediately. We were just like almost surrounded by like 3, 4 like
Yeah, because
guys.
those
in
were the
suits.
boxes. Those were the boxes.
Yeah, it
We're
was-
all brown. Excuse me, sir.
Did you see what the weather's
No,
gonna
I
be?
haven't even checked. I don't know if you.
Probably
guys-
like 105.
Ronnie, have you checked? Can you check the weather?
The loose pizza.
Mr. Skilling, can you look at the
Yeah.
weather for us?
Who's the other guy? Al Roker.
Jerry Taft.
It's 80. Well, it's 87 right now, but like I'm sure it's like.
No, this weekend.
Actually,
what's it?
87, and over there it's 2 hours earlier, so it's like, so it's getting.
It's in the 90s.
Okay.
Oh, that's not terrible. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah, it's dry heat. So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, so you guys should have a blast out there, man.
Yeah,
Like I said, I'm
we're
jealous.
We're staying out till Tuesday and fly back Tuesday. I mean, so
Where's your seats?
I have to. I got to
300
look
level?
back. Yeah, it's I think
When I look-
2 or 300 level.
When I looked at StubHub, like before the season started, yeah, like I said, the cheapest seats were like $450, $500 bucks, cheapest. Hey, so I was reading earlier today that Caleb was the first Bears quarterback in the last couple years to have 290 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Can you name the other 3?
Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah.
You know, I was actually here in your living room watching that game, and man, that game was against the Bucks. Those 6 touchdowns. There was so much hope.
Yeah, but I remember when that game happened, we literally were saying this is probably the worst. Remember, it was literally like one of the worst
It
defenses
was-
in the history of the NFL.
It was bad. It was bad.
I mean, if Mitch throws 6 touchdowns, you know you're a bad defense.
I think some of the other guesses were off the mark. I was guessing Rex Grossman, which is not the
Yeah,
answer.
well, 0 interceptions and Rex Grossman don't
Right.
match.
The other one was I didn't say his name, but I alluded to it, and it was Jay Cutler, but I knew it wasn't going to be Jay because
Yeah, he
The guy-
always had a pick or 2 in there.
always those numbers were too loft for Kyle Orton.
Yeah, he never threw for 300 yards. I don't know if he ever had a 300-yard
I
pass.
don't even think so either. But your name that you came up with, the third quarterback surprised me. It was
McCown.
yep,
Yeah.
Josh McCown.
Yeah, and that, like I said, it always makes me bring this up, but I'll never forget that season because that was the 2013 year with Mark Trestman.
Yeah.
And that's when the defense started kind of taking a step back and getting old. And I'll never forget, Cutler got hurt in that year, and Josh McCown was our backup. And I'll never forget, Josh McCown got put in, and he started putting up insane numbers.
Yeah.
Mainly because our defense was terrible
Yeah.
playing from behind. And then also, that was the first year with Trustman's offense. And the offense actually was one of the top in the league.
Yeah.
If you remember that? It was really good offense. Alshon Jeffrey and Brandon Marshall were the receivers.
Because when you think of Mark Trestman, you don't think of high-powered offense.
No, not a good head coach. But no, he threw for 340 and like 4 touchdowns against the Cowboys.
Wow.
But there's one more. There's one more still. That the last Bear quarterback that did it. Let's see if you can remember.
Fuck.
There ain't that many good Bears quarterbacks, so you gotta just keep thinking like past and just think of like a quarterback that was good, maybe even for a year or two. You should know the name because he is the single season passing yards leader in Bears history. Fuck. He has the most yards passing in one season.
Yeah, I can't think of his name, but it's an black and white character.
No. Eric Kramer, 1995.
Really? Fuck. How many yards?
320, 4 touchdowns, no picks against the Rams, 1995.
Wow.
So think about it. We've had.
How many yards did he throw for the season? Do you know?
38. Can you look it up, Ron? I want to guess as close as I can. I'm pretty sure Kramer threw for like 38-30 or something like that. 3,800 something. 3,830. That's my guess.
You know Caleb's on track to break that, right?
Yeah.
He's on pace for over 4,000.
3,800.
Yeah, 38.
I was 8 yards off. That's a pretty good guess.
Damn. 38-38?
That's the Bears' all-time record.
Holy shit.
One season.
Hopefully.
And he did it in 16 games. That's another thing. Caleb might break it, but is it going to take him 17 games to break it?
Right. But you know what? It seems like the NFL is kind of like stepping away from that because people that first year were all bringing up those records.
Yeah, but that's why I think like they should just have the 16-game record and then have a new 17-game record.
Okay.
Because otherwise, like, if I had a record broken and I'd be like, dude, I only played 16 games.
Yeah.
The fuck? Or like O.J. Simpson. I mean, not trying to bring him up in anything positive, but he rushed for 2,014 games. 14
games. And that was back when quarterbacks were handing off the ball to running backs.
Yeah.
And the quarterback, I don't even know any of the quarterbacks' names.
The Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills. Wow, like nobody circles the wagons.
Or loses Super Bowls. Like but at least they were able to get to them back then.
Yeah, we can't even get to the playoffs.
Playoffs. Oh, my God. Playing the Raiders on the road in Vegas. Now, the Raiders just came off a pretty bad loss to Washington. Obviously, Washington's a good overall team, but if you look at it, they were playing without Jaden Daniels.
Right.
They had just lost Austin Eckler, their starting running back, for the season. Mm-hmm. Their most of their team is pretty old. Their defense is pretty decent, but nothing crazy.
Right.
And besides, I think some random receiver, Trey Tucker, going wild against them. I mean, Gentry didn't do much.
Right.
But I don't know. I think it's definitely a winnable game. I was a little surprised to see that the Raiders were favored by 1.5.
Really?
Against us?
I didn't see that.
But again, it is the
Ron, can you pull up the spread?
Yeah. Let's see if it's moved at all. But it was a 1.5. Vegas was favored. Which again is a little surprising to me. Because then if they're basically, Vegas is saying that if it was played on a neutral field, it would be the Bears favored by 1.5, which isn't much.
Right.
If it was at home, the Bears would be favored by 4.5.
Right.
Yeah, Raiders are 1.5 favorite.
Wow.
So very interesting. Again, I think maybe a lot of it has to do with, maybe a lot of people not putting respect in the Bears because they beat the Cowboys. Plus, the last game was a big loss. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't be surprised if this line moves before the end of the week. I think some people would dump money on the Bears.
Yeah.
So I'd foresee it being more of an even coin flip or the Bears slightly favored.
Yeah.
By the end of the week. But no, and you're going to the game, so
yeah,
jealous,
I'll be there.
Jealous, man.
I'll let you guys know.
And I'm expecting you to take pictures and videos and stuff. So when we talk about it next week,
man.
it'll definitely be interesting. But no, I think if we got to go keys to victory, for me, is going to be very similar to last week. How are we going to be able to run the ball?
Right.
And I think one thing that one positive is if you look at who the Raiders have faced so far this year, the teams have been able to run the ball against them successfully. Even Washington was able to run the ball with basically backups yesterday, and McNichols had that 75-yard touchdown run. So I think we should be able to run the ball, or at least stay, in running or running it consistently. And their secondary is not very good. So yeah, we should be able to do well. I think the keys are going to be protect Caleb, run the ball, and for Caleb, what I want to see is some consistency.
Right.
Again, it was great to see his outing yesterday, his performance, but we have to put together 2 or 3 games in a row of it. I don't want to see some of those bad habits that happen. They seem to happen though when the protection breaks down. That's when he goes to his 3rd or 4th progression. That's when I started to see some of the happy feet, or some of kind of going crazy in the backfield. And that's when he doesn't throw the ball away or something. But to me, I'd like to see him again, a couple games in a row of him with these quick decisions, getting the ball out. It was just so amazing to see it yesterday. The accuracy, the arm strength, it blew me away. But I want to see it a couple games in a row. I think the Raiders are a team that we should be able to do that with. And think about how amazing it would be to go into that bye week with that high of winning 2 games in a row, being 500. Those are going to be the keys. With that being said, for me, I think my prediction is we're going to win again. I think the defense will continue some of the things that they brought to the table this week in the Raiders game. I think here's the thing too. I think that one thing that's helpful is that Ashton Jeanty is obviously a really good running back, and our defense hasn't been great against the run. But I think one positive is the Raiders' offensive line has not been run blocking well. I don't know if you remember, I sent you a reel last week where some guy was breaking down their run blocking scheme.
Yes.
And why they're not having success. So that's a very good positive, I think. And because they weren't able to run it again this week against Washington.
Right.
So if we're able to hold Jeanty down, I think that makes a huge factor. And their offensive line hasn't been great to protect Geno Smith either. So if we're able to get some pressure, we're able to stop the run, we'll turn the ball over, I think, at least once or twice. And I like us to win the game. So if I'm going to predict, I'm going to throw it out there 27-17.
Okay.
Bears.
Yeah, I was. I'm a little bit closer because I'm looking at the line here. Vegas knows. Vegas always knows something. They always got.
But remember, Vegas had Cowboys favored by 1.5.
Right. I didn't believe it though. I didn't believe that at all. I mean, we're Bears fans, so we watch film way more than casual fans, as would like to call them. But I'm gonna go with my prediction is 24-20 Bears.
Okay.
A little bit closer.
So what are your keys? Like, what do you think? Like you want to see so that we can?
I mean, first, I think Brock Bowers. I mean, that guy is the X factor for that team. If that guy gets going, holy shit! Like, Bears are in trouble because I don't really think we got an answer for that guy. Maybe stick Tremaine Edmonds on him. Both very physical. Both very physical guys.
Yeah.
So that's my only main concern. I think we can get to Geno Smith. I love the points that you're making with the offensive line. That Raiders offensive line is not that good. Jeanty hasn't broke out a big game yet. Hopefully he doesn't break out against the Bears.
Let's hope not.
Because we're a little
suspect
against the run. I know it looks like
like I said,
Dallas averaged
6 yards a carry against us.
Yeah, that's not good. So hopefully, we're still able to keep Jeanty at bay and try to contain Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
I doubt we're going to be able to stop him, but we'll see how that goes.
Right, and the thing too with Bowers is that if you look at Ferguson yesterday, look at that. Ferguson had 14 targets, had 13 receptions, but he had 82 yards.
Right.
So if we can shut down Jacoby Myers, shut down Trey Tucker, the guy with the huge game, and stop the run, I'm okay with Bowers can have 12, 13 catches. That's fine. We just got to tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, and just hold them from big
Right.
plays. That's going to be the key, I think, too, with getting the victory.
I mean, the last time, when Bowers gets, 10, 12 catches, it's like 120, 160 yards. I mean,
Right.
he can really go off. He's a lot better than Ferguson.
No,
as well.
no, right. But
he's
we-
a dangerous weapon. I'm just
Correct,
saying.
Correct. But I think the key is going to be stopping the run.
Yeah.
Because if we're able to stop the run, that'll
100%.
probably be able to get pressure. And if we're able to get pressure, then obviously we can get a couple of turnovers. So.
Yeah, I hope so.
So I'm happy, like I said, that we're both in the camp of the Bears taking down the win. Yeah, like I said, I don't think the Raiders are a very good team. I really don't. I got to watch the Ron and I actually watched the Chargers game when they played the Chargers, and the Chargers defense gave them so much trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, Chino threw a couple picks, got sacked many times, and like I said, if we can do that, then I don't see why we shouldn't be able to come through with the victory.
I agree.
So we both think they're going to win. Like I said, I'm sending all the best to Phil for a speedy recovery. We miss you, man.
Yep.
And I'm sure he's smiling back at home when he's listening to this, and I'm sure he's also going to predict a win for the Bears as well. So I'll definitely we plan on having him back next week, and hopefully, Chino, we plan on having you as a guest.
Yeah.
As a guest on the show for many weeks to come. So hopefully that all works out. But till next week. Let's get another victory, and thanks for listening to Angry Bear.